Welcome to the Autocar Show, and with us today is a bright green Octavia RS, the new Octavia. Now, of course, as you can see, this car is really stunning to look at. The small differences they've made make a huge difference overall. It really looks sporty, and of course, being an RS, it will be. Now, the RS has been really famous in India. It's been a favorite with enthusiasts. We had the original Octavia coming with 150 horsepower and a really lowered, tight suspension. We had the Laura after that with 160 horsepower. Not as nice on the corners, but it's still great to drive. And now we have the new Octavia RS. Now, Skoda isn't sure whether they're going to bring this car to India finally, but we're going to have a look and see how good the car really is. But first, just what has Skoda done to make the standard Octavia into the new VRS? Well, to begin with, the nose has a black grille. There are bigger air inlets, a deeper air dam, and integrated LED daytime running lights. The look is completed by the addition of the RS badge, both at the front and the rear. And you can opt for either 17, 18 or even 19-inch bicolor wheels. You also get a black diffuser at the back, and that really helps give it a sporty look. What we are really interested in, however, is the fact that there's much more grunt under the hood. The engine has a larger turbo than the one we get in India. There's 200cc more capacity, and Skoda says this third generation RS is the fastest yet. It has a claimed top speed of 248 kilometers an hour and a 0 to 100 time of just 6.8 seconds. Of course, the core proposition of the RS is a strong engine. Now this 2-litre, has around 220 horsepower. And as you can see, when you put your foot down, the performance is just tremendous. Now the Octavia is a big car, but you can still feel it pulling quite hard. The shove in the lower back stays all the way to 6,500 RPM, after which the box ensures you remain in the power band every time you shift up. The 2-litre engine makes its intention clear as soon as you hit 2000 RPM. There's a lovely surge to it, and you immediately know that this is something really sporty. Of course, even better than that is the fact that this car feels really planted. It's got so much grip even on this narrow path, and even fair-sized bumps don't upset it too much, which is really nice. You can clearly tell the suspension is different too. It's 15 millimeters lower than the standard car, which of course means it's 30 millimeters lower than the car we have in India. And of course, the other great bit about this car is that it just feels so stable and planted. The suspension is much stiffer, and as a result, straight line stability is much improved over the car we have in India. So hopefully, if and when this car comes, they will get it with the suspension unchanged. Although the steering is electric, there is a fair amount of weight, and when you tuck it into a corner, you do get some amount of feedback. It's pretty nice. What's really neat about the VRS is that the faster you go, the better and more confidence-inspiring it gets. The car's beautifully balanced at turn-in, and it seems to rotate really nicely around its center, which is exactly what you want. As cornering forces build, it gives you even more confidence, and this allows you to push harder and harder, and that's what the VRS is all about. Now, obviously, with this much performance on hand, this car has a stiffened suspension, and back in India, it's going to feel even stiffer on a really bad road. You can feel those bumps really come through. But considering that this car will be bought by people who want more performance, we feel the ride isn't all that bad. It isn't too bad. It will be well accepted and tolerated. Sporty is also the theme on the inside. The cabin is predominantly black with contrasting stitching, and you could either get red or grey. You also get a leather-covered steering wheel, gear lever, handbrake handle, and there are half a dozen VRS logos festooned all over the cabin. Skoda's new RS, it's really attractive to look at. They've really done a good job with its blacked out wheels and a bit of a spoiler. It's really quick, it's fast, 220 horsepower. It has a great suspension, they've stiffened it up nicely. It's fun to drive. Of course, the only problem is Skoda isn't sure they're going to get this car here. Obviously, this is not a kind of car that will sell in large numbers. But if Skoda does, this is one car you will not forget. But we really hope Skoda bring this car to India, because what it's likely to be is the most fun car under 30 lakhs.